It's not the future I wanted.
It's no secret that Robyn is a pretty selfish person. She always seems to put her needs in front of everyone else's. And shockingly, this also includes her own kids. Over the years, she's made some pretty insane choices. Some of those left her kids devastated, from changing her son's name to lying and manipulating the children during the pandemic. The things she's done are just unbelievable. So let's get straight into it. We always talk about Cody being a narcissist, but honestly, I kind of think that Robyn might be a narcissistic parent too. She's consistently made choices that were selfish when it comes to her kids for her own benefit. And probably the craziest example of this is what happened with her first husband. Robyn was married to David Preston Jessup, and from what she would have us believe, Preston was not a very good husband or dad. Honestly, a lot of what she said about him over the years doesn't really make much sense. But there's one thing that she did that's just insane to me. After she got divorced from Preston, she basically took the kids away from him. She moved from Arizona to Utah, and the kids moved with her. But how was she even legally allowed to do that? I mean, this was their dad. You'd think that she wouldn't be able to do something like that, but it gets worse. Because Robyn basically then spent years painting Preston as a bad guy. And as far as I can tell, she did this so that Cody could adopt the kids. I'm not saying that Preston was this amazing guy or anything like that. A lot of the stuff we know about him is actually pretty confusing. There's a lot of conflicting information, but I do think that we have a reason to question Robyn, because right after the kids were adopted by Cody, she basically sent them away. And not only that, she sent them off to stay with Preston. They were with him for a couple of weeks. But if he was really such a bad guy, why would she do that? Either she was lying or at least exaggerating about Preston, or she literally sent her kids away to spend time with someone who was supposedly even kind of dangerous and irresponsible. Either way, it makes her look extremely selfish. Honestly, she was either being a bad person or a bad mother. There's really no other option here. But there's still more. The whole adoption thing was honestly just so weird and shady. Recently, it became a huge topic of discussion on Reddit, and it turns out that a lot of people think that Cody and Robyn were actually in the wrong to go through with the adoption. And really, I would have to agree with that. Let's look at the facts. First of all, Robyn said that Preston didn't pay child support. She used this against him. But I feel like there's a lot that we don't know about that whole situation. Someone on Reddit pointed out that we can't really even be sure if this is true. We know that Robyn has lied about money before. She also accumulated a lot of debt while she was with Preston. So I think that this whole child support situation might have possibly been a lot more complicated than she made it seem. But honestly, even if he was late with his child support payments, does that mean that it was okay to take his kids away from him? That just seems like a pretty drastic step, especially since it didn't seem like Preston wasn't interested in being a dad to the kids at all. At least at some point, it looked like they had a pretty active relationship with him. And like I said, Robyn even sent the kids to spend some time with him after the adoption went through. So I'm just not sure that what she and Cody did was really in the kids' best interest. I honestly think it's very possible that she just used the kids to get what she wanted. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this was just her way to become the legal wife. Obviously, doing it for the kids made everyone want to do this. Cody and Mary got legally divorced to make the adoption possible and to accommodate Robyn's family, but maybe the kids weren't the real reason for all this at all. I don't think it would be completely ridiculous to suggest that Robyn might have just wanted the safety of being a legal wife. Obviously, something like that is great when it comes to issues like inheritance, so maybe that's what she was after all along. And she kind of sacrificed her kids' happiness in the process. I mean, remember how crushed Dayton was when he found out that Preston had given the kids up? Robyn was celebrating while her son looked devastated. You'd think if this was really about the kids, she would notice that and at least try to comfort him or something. Or really, she wouldn't have done all this in the first place. It just feels like she used her own children as pawns. I'm sorry, but what kind of mother would do that? Robyn always talks about family and how that's all she ever wanted. But it just seems to me like all she really cares about is this weird image in her head of the perfect family. She wants things to be a certain way. And it doesn't matter what her actual children want. I mean, she even kind of forced her kids to start calling Cody daddy before the two of them were even married. They still had an active relationship with Preston at the time, as far as I know. So that's really just insane. I even heard this rumor that she allegedly withheld the kids from Preston. This was supposedly a way to make him agree to the adoption. And another rumor that was going around was that she told him that she would let the child support payments go if he agreed to it. If Robyn didn't come across as such a selfish mom, no one would probably even consider believing these rumors. But with some of the other things she's done, it's hard to dismiss these entirely. I mean, remember when she had that photo of the kids as babies drawn using a picture of Cody with Christine's kids? That was yet another example of her chasing this messed up fantasy that she seems to have. I feel like it was also really selfish of her to try to rewrite history like that. Who would even come up with something like that? Plus, it was really rude to Christine and her kids as well, which she again probably didn't even consider. Robyn also changed her son's name because he was named after his dad. Dayton's full name before the adoption was apparently David Preston Jessup, but they changed it to Dayton. I'm not sure why. probably to rewrite history yet again. It's honestly just so messed up. The sad thing is that I could actually go on about Robyn's selfishness. For one, she keeps isolating her kids from the rest of the family. She did this during the pandemic. This was when she basically told them that no one wanted to see them, which wasn't true at all. Plus, not too long ago, Gwendolyn revealed that she'd invited Brianna and Aurora to her engagement party, but they never responded, and they apparently never showed up either. I feel like it's pretty likely that Robyn might have been behind that too. Her behavior at this point is just absolutely ridiculous. But what's worse is that it's also clearly really harmful, especially to her kids. But I don't think she sees that. She probably thinks that everything that she wants is the right thing that everyone should want, but that's clearly not the case. She's made her kids make sacrifices that they shouldn't have been forced to make. It's really devastating when you think about it, and I'm not sure that it's going to get any better anytime soon. But what do you guys think? Do you agree that Robyn seems really selfish? What do you think about the whole adoption thing? Do you think she and Cody were in the wrong? Let me know in the comments below.